Okay, everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the phondemic and how you can get ahead of 99% of society. Maybe not with relative ease, but with somewhat ease. So with that being said, let's get it. All right, so you'll have to excuse the noise in the background. That's the heat in the car. It is freezing ass cold outside. Excuse my language, but it's extremely cold. In the middle of March of all times. You'd think it would be warmer by now, but no, it's not warmer. It's actually still the same cold garbage that we normally get this time of year, and it would be nice if it was like 60 or 70. That'd be lovely. So I do cuss a lot. My family heritage is from New York, so we cuss a lot. That's just kind of how we do it. So if I'm cussing up a storm, that's normal. Don't be offended by it. Don't think it's an attack. It's none of that. It's just how I operate. So, most of the people that are around in society will play on their phones all day long. Most of these people go and buy a brand new phone every year, every month, sometimes every week. I mean, it's absolutely crazy how much people are obsessed with their phones these days. I see people walking around in society and they literally just hold their phone in their hand, even though they're not using it, not doing anything with it. I can tell you right now, the phone that I have, I paid $500 cash for it because I don't make payments on phones. If I'm going to buy a phone, I pay cash. It doesn't matter how expensive or how cheap it is. I just believe in trying to keep debt under control or to a minimum or non-existent if humanly possible. But some people, they will just literally, they'll just carry it around in their hand and do nothing with it. I'm like, bro, if you're not going to do anything with your phone, put it away. You know what I mean? You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything special. There's nothing going on there. You'll live if you don't touch your phone for 5 seconds, okay? But it goes even deeper than that. I think it's starting to become a societal problem. It's like I go to the gym to work out, and yes, I do work out, believe it or not. I probably work out more than anybody I've ever seen at the gym. I don't think I've ever seen anyone work out as intensely as me. We'll be doing some videos later where I'm showing you guys the kind of workouts that I do, okay? So, I go there and it's like 75-80% of these people that show up at the gym, even people that have been going to the gym for a long time, just sitting there, just scrolling on their phone, taking up space. And it's annoying because it's like, dude, if you're done, pack your shit up and leave. You know what I mean? Like, don't take up space for everybody else that needs to use the equipment if you're not doing anything. Just get up and go. You know what I mean? If you got something else to do, take care of it and leave. I'm talking about the fundamental stuff right now, like the actual issue. We'll get to how to get ahead of that in a second. So there's that. And then, so that happens at the gym. Most of those people are like, gym newbies. Like, they haven't been there a long time. They're not real serious about it. You can tell by their physique and, the weight they're lifting, the form that they have on their workouts is not great. They have a very high lack of self-control. They're kind of just flailing the weights around, don't know what they're doing. It's for somebody that's real seasoned in this, that's been training for a long time, or at least a decent amount of time, it becomes obvious like that if somebody's experienced or not. Okay, it's not hard to see. So I see it in the gym. If I go bowling or go play basketball or something like that, two of my favorite sports, bowling and basketball. A lot of these people, half the time, they'll be on their phones. They won't even be doing the sport that they paid to do. And I'm like, dude, you literally paid to go do this, and you'd rather be on your phone. That's crazy. Like, they're just throwing away money like they're Jay-Z. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna spend dollar hollers, and who gives a shit, right? Like, they're rich and they're never gonna die from old age or anything like that. Like, time is just an abundant commodity, and you have infinite amounts of it. It's crazy. So I see it there, and then, I'm at work, and 98% of these guys are on their phones. Most of them are fat and overweight, extremely fat. I mean, like, not your typical kind of fat. I'm talking like 1, 2, maybe 300 pounds overweight in some cases. I mean, it's crazy how big some of these people are. And all they do is just sit around and play on their phone and then run their mouth about how hot shit they are, and, oh, I'm all that and a piece of cheese. I'm just sitting there laughing like, dude, if you knew half the shit I did on a daily basis, you wouldn't think you're anything. It's not a comparison. There's nothing to compare. I know ultimately at the end of the day, I'm doing way more than these people, and I'm in better shape, better looking than these people. But it's not about that. It's just the fact that, I see these people messing around on their phones all the time when I know that they have the potential to do something. with that time, you know, to achieve something, to create something, to become something, to create a skill set, to learn something, anything, doesn't matter what it is. To learn how to play chess, sit down and have a game of chess. There's a lot to learn from the game of chess. I myself know how to play chess. I've played over the years. I'm not great, but I know how to play it. Just do anything, you know, spend that time that you could be on your phone doing something. So let's talk about how to get ahead of these people. So it's real simple. So fundamentally, it comes down to this. It comes down to a matter of discipline and self-control. If you cannot stay off your phone for more than 1 hour without touching it, unless you absolutely have to be on your phone, unless it's an emergency, unless there's something you absolutely must, like it's like, you know, you got a family member calling you or friends or something like that, it's really important you have to talk to these people. If you can't spend more than an hour on your phone, not touching it, not looking at it for any reason other than what's absolutely necessary, you got a problem. If you can learn to do this more than an hour out of your day, every single day, consistently, day after day after day, you're probably already ahead of at least 80% of people in society. So I'm going to give you guys some examples of how to do this. Okay, it's real simple. So take a day or at least half a day from not being on your phone. Go find something else to do. You know, just leave your phone at home. Don't take it with you. If you absolutely have to take it with you, leave it in the car. You know, if you're going somewhere like the gym or like to a beach or on a date or something like that, leave your phone in the car. Don't touch it. Leave it there. Understand it'll be there when you get back. Make sure you have insurance on the phone. Obviously, use common sense, right? Make sure your car has insurance. Make sure you have like an alarm on the car. Obviously, I have one. You have OnStar or something like that. You know, be smart about it. But do something like that, okay? And then just put it in your phone, leave it there, and put it out of your mind. If you can do this for 30 days or even 45 days, the longer past 30 days you can do it, the more of a habit it becomes. And then, before you know it, the half of the day that you spent playing on your phone, you're now spending doing some other stuff throughout the day. So, like, for example, I'm making this video for you guys. I'm on my phone, sure. But I can tell you guys right now, when I'm not, look, we create content, I create content, okay, or managing multiple financial accounts, day trading, swing trading, you know, I'm going to the gym, I'm going bowling, I'm going running, I'm going to play basketball, I'm going to work. All of those times, even when I'm with family and friends, during all of those times, I am never on my phone, okay? With the exception of the gym. Like if I'm recording gym videos, or maybe I check it before I start my workout or after I work out, or maybe just one time during my workout. But I'm not like, you know, just sitting there just on a bench somewhere, just looking at my phone for 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes straight, okay? So I myself am a living example of not being a slave to the phone. So, and it's sad. It's really sad what society's become, but that's the first thing you can do, okay? So the second thing you can do is you can take advantage of these people's bad habits. And I know this is gonna sound real dark, and it's gonna sound like, oh, that's a bad thing to do. You should have some sense of morality about it. Look, I don't make these people's decisions for them. They make their own decisions. It's like the people at my work. You know, they're a lot of them are annoying assholes. I can't stand the ever-living effing daylights out of most of them, okay? The guys that I sit with are cool, and, you know, management for the most part is cool and all that stuff, but a lot of these guys are annoying. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to talk to them, none of that. But, you know, at the end of the day, they make their decisions. I'm not responsible for these people's decisions. If they want to act like an absolute fucking retard, that's their problem. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not responsible for their decisions. They are. So if these people want to play on their phones and waste their life away, you can take advantage of it another way by creating social content. You can create a YouTube channel of your own or something of your own, Facebook or whatever, TikTok, and build that out. Build a following, build an audience, you know, maybe a business, something like that. You can do something constructive with the use of the phone that doesn't require you to be on it and be useless with it, okay? Another option that you could take is you could use that time to learn something that you can either gain in terms of knowledge, which will make you a more intelligent person, because by default, by being a student of knowledge, you become a more intellectual individual. You learn stuff, you absorb and understand stuff, and you become more intelligent as a result of those things, all right? even if you don't put them to use, you still become a more intelligent person. It makes more sense, and it's wiser and more logical, and it actually does make you even more intelligent to put them to use. But even if you don't put them to use, um, you're learning new things, which expands your intellect, and also retaining some of that information for a later point in time in case you need to use it. So you can spend your time doing that as well if you're not doing content creation. Skill sets is another one. Like, I can give you guys an example of some of mine. So I do kickboxing, archery, knife combat. I know how to use a sword very efficiently. Well, several different kinds of swords. I'm a very good runner. I used to run 5 miles a day. Okay, I do weightlifting, powerlifting, calisthenics, basketball, bowling. I know how to code in Java and JavaScript. I am just starting to get into learning ethical hacking. I also am a market participant. Okay, I understand macroeconomics, swing trade. I do options, crypto, day trading, and futures. I understand stocks and the stock market and how to invest in those, and dividend investing. All of these things were learned over time. Okay, the tax implications of them, the how to hedge, how to use market events to my advantage to make further gains or to position better. All of these complicated, intricate details were learned over time. And if they weren't put to use immediately, they were retained to be put to use at a further point in the future. Okay? So you can learn and create skill sets like the ones I just listed off to you, or anything, whatever you're into, right? As a result of not spending time on your phone. Now, another way to go about it, and this is where the morality piece comes into play, is you could invest in stocks and ETFs that buy the companies that sell the products that these people are spending their days on, okay? So like, for example, if they have an Apple iPhone, you could just buy Apple stock. It's really simple. You could buy Apple stock, you learn a little bit of technicals, learn how to buy it at cheap prices, and then you just buy it at cheap prices and wait and ride the rip all the way to the upside until you make profit. Or if you want dividends, there's that too. A couple of positions that we own that have exposure to Apple stock is that we're going to keep buying into the future is AIPI, which is a tech-based ETF which has Apple in it, but it has a bunch of other stuff too. And now JEPQ also has Apple. So by default, we get exposure to the company that sells the product that these people are spending their days on, right? So we can profit off of that, off of their behavior. And again, it's not our fault they make those decisions. Or not my fault. They make those decisions. It's not your fault either, but it's their fault if they want to spend all day on their phone, right? So let's say they don't have an iPhone, but you don't necessarily care about Samsung, but you want to make money off of it. Well, the other way to go about it is this: you could buy something that has to do with semiconductors or data centers or something like that, cell phone services, right? So you want to buy an ETF or some kind of fund that has exposure to things like NVIDIA. I'm trying to think of what else. ASML, Arista Networks. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you could buy. American Tower Corp. You could buy these companies individually, or you could buy them in an ETF. It's much easier to buy them in an ETF if that's what you wanted to do. Something that we have is actually Soxel. So that's the semiconductor, I forget exactly what it's called. It's a long name, Direxion 3X Leverage Semiconductor something. And you can do options on it. It's really good options premium, good money, very volatile, very crazily up and down in all directions. So there's a lot of profit potential with positioning. But it has a lot of those companies that create the semiconductors, the chips that are used in the phones that, allow the phones to do what they do, so that way people can then go spend all day on them. So these are some different ways that you can get ahead of society, and it's very easy to do. Even if you were just a dividend investor and you say, well, I just want to buy the stock and make money on it, I don't really care about the rest of the stuff. Even if you did that, you'd probably still be ahead of, I would say, probably a good 60 to 70% of society, because most people don't even have $1,000 in their bank account, let alone actually having dividend ETFs or anything else like that. They probably don't even have a stock trading account or an investment account. So that's something to be said. So anyways, the train's coming. I gotta get going. I'll see y'all later. Peace.